From the SoKing Newsroom, here's your weekly local news recap. I'm Stephen Vierre. King County Sheriff's detectives are trying to locate anyone who witnessed a well-coordinated jewel robbery in SeaTac on October 25th, just before noon. Police say that the two victims are diamond couriers from Hong Kong who were in town to sell the diamonds they were carrying. The victims were driving a black four-door Nissan automobile on the northbound ramp to I-5 from South 188th Street when a black four-door passenger car abruptly pulled in front of their vehicle and stopped. Another as yet unidentified vehicle struck the victim's vehicle from behind. Two men wearing masks and sunglasses approached the victim's vehicle, assaulted the driver, and broke out two windows. One of the suspects reached through a broken window and grabbed a backpack containing diamonds with a value estimated at over $400,000. The suspects then fled in the black car. One witness told police that a third suspect pointed a handgun at the victims while the other two suspects robbed them. Before fleeing, one of the suspects punctured tires on the victim's car to prevent the victims from giving chase. Sergeant Cindy West of the King County Sheriff's Office said the suspect vehicle is described as a black, newer model four-door, possibly a BMW or Mercedes. The suspects are all described as white men wearing black clothing, including hooded jackets, masks, and sunglasses. If you witnessed this incident or have any information about this case, please call the King County Sheriff's Office. You can also call Crime Stoppers anonymously and be eligible for a reward of up to $1,000. Details at SeaTacblog.com. After a major fire that displaced numerous residents last July, the city of SeaTac has disclosed that the owner of the Firs Mobile Home Park in the 2400 block of International Boulevard is planning to close the park and redevelop the property. Although the state of Washington's Office of Mobile Home Relocation Assistance has primary authority for overseeing park closures like this, the city also requires an owner to submit a relocation plan for review and approval. On October 17th, having met city review requirements, the city approved the relocation plan, which can then be appealed under city guidelines. On October 25th, the SeaTac City Council at one of its meetings told the concerned crowd that the city has no power to prevent the mobile home park from closing. All power lies with the state of Washington and with the park's owner. This is frustrating the park's current tenants, many of whom are primarily Spanish-speaking and who now must look for a new place to live. The owner of the park is obligated by law to provide a copy of the closure plan to each park tenant. Once the park owner provides an official notice of intent to close the park with the state of Washington, tenants are given 12 months to find alternate housing. More at SeaTacblog.com. For the second time in a month, Port of Seattle commissioners have delayed a vote on approving additional funding for the port's proposed Flight Corridor Safety Program. As previously reported, this is a three-phase plan that would remove over 2,700 tall trees from both public and private properties around SeaTac Airport over the next 3 years. At the Port Commissioners' October 25th meeting, they heard testimony from residents of Burien and Des Moines who questioned the port's need to remove that many trees. Commissioner Stephanie Bowman noted that previous tree removal campaigns, which have been conducted to comply with FAA standards for safe airspace, have targeted only 50 to 100 trees at a time. In those situations, the FAA was the agency that identified which trees needed to be removed. This is the first time that the Port of Seattle has conducted its own analysis of trees that could potentially obstruct safe flight operations. Bowman expressed concerns about the disparity between the scope of previous tree removal operations and the one currently proposed by port staff. This past summer, the Port of Seattle conducted a SEPA review on Phase 1 of the project, which would bring down 1,200 trees, and determined that an environmental impact study was not necessary. The city of SeaTac has filed an appeal in King County Superior Court in response, arguing that the SEPA review should have been for the total three-phase project, not just Phase 1, something that would have automatically triggered the need for a comprehensive environmental study. An open house community meeting on the tree-cutting issue is scheduled for Tuesday, November 1st from 6 to 8:30 p.m. at Bow Lake Elementary School in SeaTac. The public is encouraged to attend and give feedback. Translators will be available in support of non-English speaking residents. Details at SeaTacblog.com. In front of a packed house at Gregory Heights Elementary School on the night of October 25th, the newly founded citizens group Quiet Skies Coalition said that it will take donated money to fight the Federal Aviation Administration's decision to route most turbojet takeoffs over Burien. Terry Plum, a member of the nonprofit group made up primarily of Burien residents, said it was formed after residents noticed a significant increase in airplane noise in Burien that was brought about by the FAA decision. In July, the government agency ordered smaller turboprop commuter planes to turn west over Burien immediately after takeoff, instead of widely dispersing them further north over West Seattle and even Elliott Bay and Magnolia. The group says that the smaller planes are causing most of the new noise over Burien, and that this has clearly upset numerous residents. Burien attorney and local resident John Parness said the FAA believes they have the right under federal law to send turboprop planes over neighborhoods without any consequences, because they don't feel the noise from turboprops is covered by federal regulations. The coalition has asked for and was granted a meeting with the FAA for Friday, November 4th. The coalition says the meeting will allow them to have a dialogue with the government agency to express their concerns and to try to get to the bottom of the problem. If discussions fail to yield results, the coalition expects that it may have to litigate over the issue. Details at btownblog.com. In an October 24th study session, Burien City Council members sent the new proposed Burien logo back to the drawing board, citing its design as too complicated, not very inspiring, and even boring. Many council members even think that the old logo should stay, although perhaps with some refinements. Maureen Hoffman, a Burien resident and graphic designer for more than 40 years, said the proposed logo by consultancy firm J-Ray of Tacoma is not viable for many reasons. A logo should not be illustrative. It is a symbol, she says, and using buildings in the logo or environmental aspects is the wrong way to go. She says the new logo's concept is weak and that the city is missing a great opportunity to create something that is memorable and strong for Burien. Hoffman ended by asking the council that the new logo not be adopted in its current form. Councilmember Debbie Wagner said, "We need something very inspiring and interesting, and I don't think we are even close. I am in favor of keeping our current logo." Deputy Mayor Bob Edgar agreed with Wagner. Interim City Manager Tony Piasecki, with Monday being his first day on the job, said he would look at the issue with a fresh set of eyes and talk with city staff, members of the public, and others in an attempt to either come up with a refocused design or even a new design. "This is a rebranding exercise," said Piasecki. "It is much more than just a logo." Details at btownblog.com.
Temperatures are looking mild currently, but the rain will be gearing up through the weekend, so keep that raincoat and umbrella near you for the rest of the weekend and into next week as well, as we see a couple systems start to move through the region. We may get a break with some sunshine and some warmer temperatures by the end of next week, but the rain will return very quickly. Thank you for listening. I'm Chris Gregg, your Puget Sound Weather Geek.
In the final take, we have heard local weather reporters say that October may turn out to be our wettest month on record. It's a pity that with all that water falling from the skies here, as well as in other parts of the country, that it still won't wash away the virtual splatter of vitriol and verbal excrement that are the debris that will be left over from many of this country's political campaigns come November 8th. This kind of cleanup will be a slow, painstaking process, and as a country, we're going to need time to heal. Maybe, instead of just a heavy rain, what we really need is a Noah's Ark type of flood event. Something big. Something that will wash everything away so that we can start fresh politically, with candidates that personify honor and truth and dignity, as well as respect for people of all colors. Well, I can dream, can't I? Stephen Vierre, Soaking, Internet Radio News.
Soaking News was created based on a generous grant from JLab's Encore Media Entrepreneurs Program, supported with funding from the Ethics and Excellence in Journalism Foundation and the Nicholas B. Ottaway Foundation.